work, right? Oh, there we are. Hello. Good afternoon. It's afternoon here. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the party. 20 seconds of your life never gonna get back. What, the first 20 seconds of the stream? I'm sorry. Oh, goodness. You see the take you back part 2. I'm always back. I never actually leave the ballot vid. I apologize. I didn't change the settings over from the previous stream. My bad. I'm gonna remove that. Shouldn't happen. Should be paying more attention. Oh, you got notifications for that. I'm sorry. Let me remove that there. Okay, excellent. Hello, everybody. How are we doing? It is me, Celiacattack. I am back and on the attack. You better watch your back, otherwise I might attack. That was bad. Okay, so been a while since I've done this. A lot of crazy things have been going on in life, as it is, as life goes sometimes. Anyway, I realize I did not get a video up last month. We're going to fix that here. Or rather, we're going to create a couple for this month. My apologies, everyone. But, you know, between getting COVID and starting a new job and life in general, things happen. It gets away from me sometimes. Oh, East Germany is here to say hello. Interesting. Why is East Germany here? Alright. So, nothing from PragerU recently has really been catching my attention. Crash Course Investing. What? I don't know what they're up to. They have new cartoon characters now, and they're Israel Shira Prays for Peace. Like, what the fuck is this? I don't know. They have... Is that Will Witt? Or that's Aldo Buttatonzi? Buttazzoni? What the fuck? I don't know these people. These are new people. Anyway. I don't know. Let's look at the more popular ones, I think. All I Want for Christmas is PragerU. That might be a good warm-up. We'll take a look at that. Alright, what have you got?
It was the night before Christmas, when there on the couch, you sat on your tuchus and vegged like a slouch. You watched and you ate with a heart full of gloom.
Hold on. The what show?
And vegged like a slouch. You watched and you...
I looked away again, I'm sorry. Woke Joke Show. I think that's referring to, I don't know, Jimmy Fallon or something. That guy kind of looks like him. Don't want to spoil the project. Any choice words for Freedom Tunes? I don't know. Call him a cuck. Call him a sellout for living with Tim Pool. I mean, that wouldn't really be an insult to him as a libertarian. But he sold out hard. Like, he did. He did. Come on. Looks more like Stephen Colbert. He does look like Stephen. He does, yeah, actually. I don't know.
And you ate with a heart full of gloom. When suddenly Washington came in the room. A Christmas miracle. Could it be true? He changed the channel to PragerU.
Hold on. They put some details into this one. Cuckoo for Hulu. Stupid Blast. I don't know what that's a parody of. Censor Tube. Woke Flicks. Brainless TV. And then PragerU in the middle. That implies PragerU is on the same level as Woke Flicks and Censor Tube. I didn't think that one through very much.
PragerU. There's content galore to nourish your mind. You can watch all you want without spending a dime. It's on your TV and your smartphone too. A gift to your brain cells to save your IQ. And just how high could your IQ go?
You gotta get high to watch PragerU. Am I right?
If you never try, you'll never know. Make a meaningful tax-deductible donation to help save young American minds at PragerU.com.
I love it. Okay. That was a good warm-up. Alright. So, we've covered pretty much most of the top, most viewed ones. Half of them are, like, dumb. The Bankrupting of America. That one's more recent. I haven't seen that one. I just don't care about a lot of these. They're just, like, not interesting. As the rich get richer, the poor get richer. I mean, relatively speaking, but that's not really the argument isn't really that the poor don't get richer. The argument is that there's still inequality. All right, what do we want to do here? There is no gender wage gap. Facts don't care about your feelings. I think this was like the second political video I did after Jordan Peterson. Click random. What would be a good way to randomize this? Just close my eyes and click one. Why don't feminists fight for Muslim women and Ayan Hirsi Ali? Nation of immigrants, Islam a religion of peace. Climate change, what do scientists say? Oh god. Playing the black card. Why is modern art so bad? Illegal immigration. It's about power. I think I like this one. He wants you. Okay. I've seen the He Wants You video, and I'm gonna be honest, it's actually like okay. It's actually not that bad compared to like all the other stuff. It's Dennis Prager himself, and he's talking about like this imagined hypothetical, you know, a man and a boyfriend girlfriend are at the beach, and then the man like, oh, looks at some woman walking by in her bikini. Should you feel jealous? And his argument is like, well, not really, because he's with you. He's not with the other woman. He wants to be with you. It's not unnatural for a man to look around, but he's in the end he's still with you, and it's you that he wants. And I was like, that's actually not a bad point you're making. You know, for a guy who's been divorced twice and married 3 times. That's still a little funny, but the video itself is okay. It's really not. It really doesn't have anything like heinous or disinfo in it. Discipline equals freedom. Even though Jocko Willink looks like a complete meathead, also a decent argument in a decent video. Because by discipline, he mostly means self-discipline, you know, and being able to take things in moderation and see your goals through to the end. And he's right. That is a good philosophy to live by. I kind of like this one. This one's from Tucker. Illegal immigration, it's about power. What do we think of that? What are your kids learning in school? Why is modern art so bad? That one sounds interesting. I also like illegal immigration. What do we think? Can we do like a spinning thing? Spinning wheel. Picker wheel. There we go. Oh, yes. This is going to be good. All right. Hold on here. All right. Whoop, 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 whoop. Illegal immigration. Modern art. Wait a minute. I think I can... Hey, I can do polls in YouTube chat. I forgot about that. Wait, we're gonna do that. I haven't used this before. Hold on. Hold on. I think mods can do them too, but I only have like a couple mods in there, like busy today. Illegal immigration, modern art. What else sounds good? Those two sound good. You know what? We'll just stick to those two. Did it work? Woo, it worked. Cool. That's exciting. That's like kind of a newer feature. It hasn't always been there. We can also do start a Q&A. Oh, that's interesting. I haven't done that one before. All right, modern art. Okay. All right, let's start recording then. Anyway, top PragerU videos here. A lot of them are boring. Whatever. Why is modern art so bad? And it's a picture of the Mona Lisa and paint splotches. I don't know. Let's take a look. This is an older one. It's 8 years ago.
The Mona Lisa.
Yeah, hold on 1 second here. September 1st, 2014. Alrighty. And this is made by Robert... Oh, good lord. Florzak? Alright, let's hear what he has to say. The Mona Lisa.
The Pietà. The girl with a pearl earring.
Yes.
For a score of centuries, artists enriched Western society with their works of astonishing beauty. The Night Watch, The Thinker, The Rocky Mountains. Master after master, from Leonardo to Rembrandt to Bierstadt, produced works that inspired, uplifted, and deepened us. And they did this by demanding of themselves the highest standards of excellence.
Okay, can we like be honest here really quick? Do those feel... Those are some nice paintings, but do you feel inspired and uplifted by them in the modern day? I don't know.
Improving upon the work of each previous generation of masters and continuing to aspire to the highest quality attainable. But something happened on the way to the 20th century.
Okay, I see where he's going. Before we continue, let me just show you something really quick. So, he's doing some hardcore selection bias here. We have the Mona Lisa,
the girl with the Mona Lisa, the Pietà, the girl with a pearl earring.
He's doing some hardcore selection bias on these three. Like, these are the ones that are famous now and have survived, but how many other paintings have existed? And he uses The Thinker and the Rocky Mountains. To be fair, the Rocky Mountains is quite impressive. But and the Thinker is nice too. But this is some hardcore selection bias, because how many other paintings and sculptures existed, you know, back in the days that like sucked and got thrown out or didn't survive to the modern day and nobody really liked them even back then, so no one took care of them? That's like the majority of paintings, the majority of sculptures back then. Because you had to like, you know, these artists still had to practice to get to the point where the art was good. In fact, some of you may have seen this before. If you Google cats in old paintings, this is one of my favorite things. Oh yeah. There's there there there's some bad stuff out there. Now this one is like a modern Photoshop, which is pretty cool. But oh god. Now I'm also engaging in selection bias here, but I am pointing out, you know, a counter, or this is still a counter example to what he was arguing. Eh. Anyway, let's carry on, shall we? Mona Lisa is an NFT. Changed my mind. I can't. You were wrong.
Rocky Mountain, continuing to
All right, let's go.
aspire to the highest quality attainable. But something happened on the way to the 20th century. The profound, the inspiring, and the beautiful were replaced by the new, the different, and the ugly. Today, the silly, the pointless, and the purely offensive are held up as the best of modern art.
Okay, I don't think so, because there are a lot of people who talk about modern art being stupid. I think the only thing that's different in the modern world today is the invention of mass communication. You know, nowadays anyone, you know, we have our phones, and within seconds we can post whatever we want on the internet and potentially share it with the entire world, with millions of people. Back in the day, you know, in the days of Rembrandt and painting the Mona Lisa and the girl with the pearl earring and making the thinker, you couldn't really easily share this with millions of people worldwide. And if you were like if you were bad at what you did, no one would pay you to make art. No one would commission you, and you know, buying paint back in the day was expensive as shit. So you know, also, you know, yay, age of industrialization, yay, easy to make paint and sculpture stuff in factories and everything. Back in the day, it was expensive and quite a significant investment to even start making the stuff, to even start practicing to make the stuff, let alone practicing long enough to get good at it. All right.
Michelangelo carved his David out of a rock. The Los Angeles County Museum of Art just offers us a rock. A rock. All 340 tons of it. That's how far standards have fallen.
All right, hold on. I know the name of this one. It's called the Levitated Mass. Here we are. Levitated Mass. It is a rock, but it's a rock you can like walk underneath. Ooh. To be fair, it's a very big rock. And also, I kind of people will pay hundreds to thousands of dollars for rocks in their landscaping. Hire professionals to bring rocks to their businesses in their yards. This one is, well, there's not much to it, I admit, but I wouldn't exactly say this is nothing. There's also the walkway. You can walk underneath the rock. You can feel there's almost I haven't actually been there in person, but I would imagine there's almost a sense of impending doom when it's overhead and you're right underneath it. There's a little more to it than it just being a rock. Is there more on the Wikipedia page we care about? I'm gonna say probably not. Alright, you know what? I don't care. Let's move on.
How did this happen? How did the 1,000-year ascent towards artistic perfection and excellence die out? It didn't. It was pushed out. Beginning in the late 19th century.
This reminds me of something else. Hold on. So this is an amazing thing. y'all are familiar with the city of Pompeii in modern day Italy? I think in modern day Italy. The city of Pompeii was a city in the Roman Empire that was nearby a volcano. The volcano erupted, and the entire city was covered in ash, and everyone in there basically fucking died. Now, Pompeii. However, the good news, bad news, I guess. Well, I guess we can show this because these are, yeah. Anyway, good news about this. Most of the city was actually perfectly preserved under all the volcanic ash, including a bunch of graffiti. Now, I hope I don't see anything too bad here. Look at that. Someone drew you can see this is a guy's fucking face. Almost like what, Kilroy was here? I love it. Anyway, some of this stuff is oh, hold on there. I almost showed that on stream. There is a graphic depiction here of a man. No, I'm sorry. 2 men and a woman. The woman is positioned in what is known as doggy style. One man is behind her, and the second man is right behind the first man. And they are engaging in a sexual act. And this was on the walls of Pompeii as graffiti. Oh, God. And this is another picture of a man engaging in cunnilingus on a woman. This is a painting of a woman on top of a man. This is there are, and another thing here, this is a little safer to show. This is graffiti, which are words, so we can read them, and it's not like showing. Some of it's amazing. Get away. So, weep, you girls, my penis has given you up. Now it penetrates men's behinds. Goodbye, wondrous femininity. I love it. I screwed the barmaid. Lesbianus, you defecate and you write hello everyone. Theophilus, don't perform oral sex on girls against the city wall like a dog. Watch it, you that shits in this place. May you have Jove's anger if you ignore this. Okay, I think we've got enough of this. You're correct. Humans never change. And the song about this. There is indeed a song about this. Yes. Humans are the same 2,000 years ago as they are today. I find that that warms my heart so much. You know, it really does.
Century, a group dubbed the Impressionists rebelled against the French Académie des Beaux-Arts and its demand for classical standards. Whatever their intentions, the new modernists...
Okay, considering some of that stuff we just went over, do we even give a shit about any of this? This is just an asinine What the fuck are you talking about?
...sowed the seeds of aesthetic relativism, the beauty is in the eye of the beholder mentality. Today, everybody loves the Impressionists. And as with most revolutions, the first generation or so produced work of genuine merit. Monet, Renoir, and Degas still maintained elements of disciplined design and execution. But with each new generation...
How do you determine what art has merit? You didn't explain that.
...generation,
oh, this is a good
standards declined.
A standard PragerU graph. Let's see it.
Until there were no standards.
Decline of artistic standards. Standards is on the left there. Years on the bottom. How is standards quantified? How can you put that into a number and put that on a graph? I would like an answer to that.
All that was left was personal expression. The great art...
Wait, what? All that was left is personal expression?
Historian Jacob Rosenberg wrote that quality in art is not merely a matter of personal opinion, but to a high degree objectively traceable. But the idea of a universal standard of quality in art is now usually met with strong resistance, if not open ridicule.
Yes, actually. Universal standard of quality? Can you imagine going back to, like, the ancient Romans and telling them that? Yo, your art sucks. Hold on here. There's another one. Oh, wait. Well, he might get to it. Hold on.
How can art be objectively measured? I'm challenged.
That's what I just said.
In responding, I simply point to the artistic results produced by universal standards compared to what is produced by relativism.
How do you quantify either one of them? A lot of art, you know, it might kind of fit in some kind of, I guess, what do you want to call it? Genre or whatever. But a lot of art kind of transcends the boundaries anyway. Something you may call postmodernism is not, or postmodern art is not, it's not always postmodern. It's just kind of a generality. Generality. Ha!
The former gave the world the birth of Venus and the dying Gaul,
Titties!
while the latter has given us the Holy Virgin Mary, fashioned with cow dung and pornographic images,
Yeah!
and Petra, the prize-winning sculpture of a policewoman squatting and urinating, complete with a puddle of synthetic urine.
I haven't heard of that one.
Cow dying to what is produced by relativism. The former gave the world the birth of Venus and the dying Gaul, while the latter has given us the Holy Virgin Mary, fashioned with cow dung and pornographic images, and Petra, the prize-winning sculpture of a policewoman squatting and urinating, complete with a puddle of synthetic urine.
We also just went over some of the ancient Roman art that also had pornographic material and scat. So, this has been a thing even back then. But once again, selection bias. You know, if you conveniently want to just ignore all that old stuff, of course, that stuff didn't really, a lot of that stuff didn't really survive and never became super popular, but it still existed back in the day. You know, conveniently letting you ignore it. Oh, God. Hold on. We gotta fucking... Oh, that's on Twitch? Fucking bots! Alright, whatever, we'll leave it. Also, he didn't address this, but on the text here, it says the media, or I guess medium would be more appropriate. Tempera on canvas, marble, media, oil, glitter, resin, cow dung, pornographic images, silicon and metal, synthetic urine. Well, this doesn't have anything to do with the argument you're making, though. You know, you can make art out of anything. Hold on. I got a good one. Shit, where is it? Alright, it's not showing up there. Composting. I saw a really good thing. A really good piece of art someone made out of compost. Yeah, here it is. It's look, someone has made a sculpture and it's steaming out of compost. It's got a face. I love it. Compost is like quite literally like junk and trash and shit. I love it. All right, let's go.
Without aesthetic standards, we have no way to determine quality or inferiority. Here's a test I give my
I'm sorry, what?
Standards, we have no way to determine quality or inferiority.
I believe it was Roger Ebert, the film reviewer. He said the best way to judge a movie is not by what you think of it or not by any particular set of standards, but judge the movie or any kind of art for that matter by what it is trying to be. And now sometimes with art that can be kind of difficult to determine. Sometimes when you look at some art pieces, you're like, I don't know what the artist was thinking here. And that can be difficult. That requires a bit of brain power to try to suss out. But I think that's probably one of the best explanations for determining quality of art. Now, I don't know if this PragerU speaker has the brain power to do that, but I digress.
Here's a test I give my graduate students, all talented and well-educated. Please analyze this Jackson Pollock painting and explain why it is good. It is only...
Now, arguably, you could argue no Jackson Pollock painting is good. But how could you...
Only after they give very eloquent answers that I inform them that the painting is actually a close-up of my studio apron.
Now, that's a nice twist. However, this is also art. Is it not? And the entire process of you fooling them and thinking it was a Jackson Pollock painting is also art. And by doing this process, you have got your students thinking about what is art. And I'd argue that that in and of itself is also a form of art, and of which you were quite successful.
I don't blame them. I would probably have done the same, since it's nearly impossible to differentiate between the two. And who will determine quality is another challenge I'm given. If we are to be intellectually honest, we all know of situations where professional expertise...
Oh, he doesn't actually address the apron anymore. That's disappointing.
...is acknowledged and depended upon. Take figure skating...
Because, look at this. Hold on, let's go back. You see this? I would grind this camo in Call of Duty. Good job. You made some good art.
Challenge I'm given. If we are to be intellectually honest, we all know of situations where professional expertise is acknowledged and depended upon. Take figure skating in the Olympics, where artistic excellence is judged by experts in the field.
Well, this arguably isn't the same kind of art, because figure skating, you are directly competing against other people. And there is a set amount of criteria you are competing for. And a lot of art, it's not about competing, it's just about creative expression or a depiction of something.
Surely we would flinch at the contestant who indiscriminately threw himself across the ice and demanded that his routine be accepted as being as worthy of value as that of the most disciplined skater.
Well, yeah, in a competition, we would. If we had an art competition where you had to paint a sunflower and you instead paint a giant penis, you failed the assignment. But if you just did that on your own, congratulations. You might have a successful career as a hentai artist.
Not only has the quality of art diminished, but also the subject matter has gone from the transcendent to the trashy.
Oh.
Where once artists applied their talents to scenes of substance and
we already know that's bullshit because of the Roman stuff, but let's hear him out, yeah?
to the trashy. Where once artists applied their talents to scenes of substance and integrity from history, literature, religion, mythology, etc., many of today's artists merely use their art to make statements, often for nothing more than shock value.
I got a good one for you. You may have heard of this one. It's an old painting by Francisco Goya. It's called Saturn Devouring His Son. Gore warning. So, in Greek mythology, Saturn was one of the Titans. And the Greek gods overthrew the Titans, right? There was a prophecy. The Greek gods were all like born. A lot of them were born of the Titans. There was a prophecy that one of Saturn's sons was going to lead the revolt, and so Saturn, hated this prophecy. So, in a preemptive strike, he ate his son. Yes, this is what he did, and this is the art depicting this. Now, also in mythology, the real son was Zeus, and Zeus was hidden away from Saturn. Saturn didn't know about Zeus. Zeus eventually led the other gods, and they overthrew the Titans. This poor guy did not make it. I love it. But look at this. This is kind of shocking, but also
Many of today's literature, religion,
but also it has stemmed from mythology, history,
mythology,
literature,
etc.
religion. This painting has stemmed from literally everything this guy just explained, but it's also made to be shocking. I love it. Okay, let's carry on.
Many of today's artists merely use their art to make statements, often for nothing more than shock value. Artists of the past also made statements at times, but never at the expense of the visual excellence of their work.
Again, that's also like subjective. Visual excellence of their work. Not only is it subjective, reminder that a lot of with the invention of modern media, especially the internet, anyone can get their shit out there. It's not a game. The game isn't about making good art. The game is about advertising and self-promotion now, which I will admit is a complete bullshit thing we have to live with. But that's what we have.
Only artists who are at fault. It is equally the fault of the so-called art community, the museum heads, gallery owners, and the critics who encourage and financially enable the production of this rubbish. It is they who champion graffiti and call it genius.
Hey, wait a second!
Of this rubbish. It is they who champion graffiti and call it genius, promote the scatological and call it meaningful. It is they who, in reality,
we just went over all of that with Rome,
are the naked emperors of art. For who else would spend $10 million on a rock and think it is art?
I mean, who would spend, $75,000 on landscaping? Oh, yeah, a lot of people. Well, 75 is pretty steep, but...
But why do we have to be victims of all this bad taste? We don't. By the art we patronize at museums or purchase at galleries, we can make our opinion...
Look at this guy, purchasing art at galleries? What the fuck planet do you live on?
Not only known, but felt. An art gallery, after all, is a business like any other. If the product doesn't sell, it won't be made. We can also...
Yeah, oh, hold on. When I go to like a gallery, I'm not buying art. I'm paying an admission fee to the gallery. And you know what? I want to see the weird shit. Hell yeah. Okay, yeah, the painting of the girl in the pearl earring. Okay, it looks nice. I don't care. You know how now in the modern world, in the modern day, do you know how many paintings like that look kind of like this I can see? Fucking millions. I can Google them and pull up a million pictures that look just like this. But you know how many weird things I can see? I mean, quite a lot when I go to my local Walmart. But I mean, I want the weird art. I love the weird art because the weird art sticks out and looks different from the rest of them. I want to see the I want to see the fucking cat faces.
Bad taste. We don't. By the art we patronize at museums or purchase at galleries, we can make our opinions not only known but felt. An art gallery, after all, is a business like any other. If the product doesn't sell, it won't be made. We can also...
Okay, quick show of hands. How many people in chat? How many people in the comments buy art? How many of you have gone to art galleries to buy art? Huh? Like, no, I'm willing to bet none of you.
support...
What a pretend... You like decry the pretentiousness of critics and artists making for making shit, and then this is one of the most pretentious fucking things I've ever heard.
Organizations like the Art Renewal Center that work to restore objective...
Make your opinions known and felt. Hi! Wait. I would like to talk to the manager, please. Your art is trash. I don't like it. God, can you imagine fucking doing that? Going to an art gallery and just complaining about each individual piece of art you don't like?
standards to the art world. And we can advocate the teaching of classical art appreciation in our schools.
Oh my god. What? Imagine fucking writing that out.
Let's celebrate what we know is good and ignore what we know is not. By the way, the white background you see behind me is not simply a white graphic backdrop. It is a pure white painting by noted artist Robert Rauschenberg at the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art. I'm Robert Florzak for Prager University.
And? Is there a point to that? Oh my god, I hate it.
For
How do you
San Francisco Museum of Modern Art. I'm Robert Florzak for
Florzak. Florzak, that's like a pretentious name too. Alright, that was fun. Garbage. Let's see if there's I doubt it. Let me see if they have anything on their page for it. Oh, it's a 404, it looks. Modern art. Okay.
The Mona Lisa.
Whoop, stop talking for a sec. Do you have... Okay, there's like no sources included with this. That's kind of sad. Well, that was disappointing. So the examples he gave us were the the police officer shitting and the, I don't know, that one with cow dung, the rock, and then the white background. That's it? I feel like I'd come up better than that. I love Saturn devouring his sun though. That one is so good. Oh man. Now I'm just curious, if I just Google like weird old paintings, I could think of a couple. Oh yeah. Let's find some good ones here. Now some of the old ones are pornographic. Oh my god, I can't show this one. Now there are old ones with like, there's like old paintings and sculptures of naked people, but there's also some that they're engaging in sex acts and ooh. Oh yeah. Behold the vegetable gardener. Okay, that one's weird, but that one's not bad. All right, I think that's enough of that segment. All right, is it time to do the immigration one? Oh god. Oh, he did a new one. Oh, wait a minute. 3 days ago. Why is classical art so good? And it's the same guy. 3 days ago. Why is classical art so good? And it's Mr. Rosniak. That's not his name. Well, I feel like we have to take a look now, don't we? Let's go.
How do we know that classical art, as opposed to modern art, is so good?
That's a balloon animal. You're like, wait a minute. Also, this one takes talent to make too.
We know it because it was produced.
Hey, wait. This is classical art and they're playing violins? What is this painting? Hold on.
Opposed to modern art. How do we know that classical art, as opposed to modern art, is so good?
Is this supposed to be the birth of Jesus? And these are angels playing relatively modern instruments? This is like anachronistic. Angels by Jesus. Oh, there's a lot of them. There we go. I don't know what this one is. Song of the Angels? Is that the name of it? It is. Song of the Angels, 1881. Arguably, this is modern, or yeah, arguably this time frame puts it in modern art. Relatively. Still before World War One.
We know it because it was produced within the demanding standards and refined principles of aesthetics, the centuries-old branch of philosophy that measures artistic quality.
What a pretentious fucking hack. I'm sorry.
Painting, drawing, and sculpture employ a number of characteristics such as composition, form, color, line, texture, and movement to create beauty.
I'm sorry. What a cucked way to look at art. To have to define it and limit it just by those things. Like art, art can be made having these things in mind, and it's good, it's good to like draw attention to it, but it doesn't have to necessarily follow these standards.
To the experienced eye, and even to the casual viewer, each of these is present in any work of art worthy of being called art. Composition, for instance, is the positioning of objects, elegant and controlled in the hands of a master, or awkward and haphazard in the hands of the inept. Color can be exquisite.
Sorry, what?
Or awkward and haphazard in the hands of the inept.
So if you're going to make that argument, awkward and haphazard, would you consider any of Picasso's paintings to be awkward and haphazard? Cause oh boy, there are some wacky ones. Pablo Picasso is generally considered, one of the great artists, right? Like everybody knows him, right? but some of his art is, holy fuck, what is going on? And to be fair, the guy kind of went cuckoo in his mind later in life, you know, as artists tend to do. Some of his early art was oh, I love this one. Some of his early art was a lot more, I guess, normal. Yeah. Look at this. This is like almost like a normal painting, right? These are these are not this is not the art we associate with Picasso. But sure enough, still him. Let's go back. Yeah, this is the Picasso we know and love. Anyway, let's go. Just draw random lines to prove a point. Yeah, pretty much.
Color can be exquisitely balanced and harmonious, or garishly random and unsavory.
This isn't random. Like, you could argue this painting is unsavory, but the art here isn't random. It's very specifically set along a certain color scheme. And the art on the left here isn't random either. There's, you know, a structured pattern to it. But the one on the left here still fits within a certain color scheme. Scheme? You got it. See, it's the red of the walls, the red of the blood. Looks like there's like bubbles going up there. There's like a burnt orange on the ground. It's not random in this. There's a very much of a pattern to it. The one on the right looks nice, but I see of it anyway. There you go. See? There very much is a pattern to this. It's not random.
Balanced and harmonious, or garishly random and unsavory.
You can't convince me this is random, my guy. I know this video came 7 years later, but wow, he's had he's fallen off. L ratio.
Movement can be uplifting and dynamic, or static and perverse.
Oh, wait a minute. Is this one meant to look like a Christmas tree, but they said it'll look like a butt plug? You didn't even draw lines on this one. I can draw lines on this one. See, it goes up, up, up. And it all converges in the center point at the top, like a Christmas tree does.
Can be uplifting and dynamic, or static and perverse.
Uplifting and dynamic, or static and perverse. I don't even know how he quantifies that.
In my previous PragerU video, Why is Modern Art So Bad?
But hold on, see, like, print screen, or wait. Boop, let's do this real quick. Real quick, let me just show you, alright? Okay, look, see? Boop. See, we got line. I can make that bigger, can't we? Oh god, I'm so used to Photoshop. Here we go. Line, line, line. Look at that. It's uplifting. It's moving up. It's dynamic. Oh! I have now transcended this into another form of art, in the form of a PragerU dunking.
Verse. In my previous PragerU video, Why is Modern Art So Bad?, I chronicled how art began to decline, beginning from about the 1860s, when aesthetic standards were gradually abandoned. Unfortunately for
Also, this guy's not going to convince me there's not art out there that he wouldn't consider good, because I know he would.
The arts, not everyone agrees. I'm sure you've heard the arguments.
Oh, and a follow-up to that. of all the stuff he considers like weird or trashy art today, um 100, 200 years from now, how much of it is going to survive? Like we have the internet now. It's easier to preserve things and, keep pictures of stuff over time, but how much of it is going to be remembered? How much of it are people going to care about 100, 200 years from now? There's going to be so much data and everything, so many pictures, so many art is going to be saved and preserved. Who's going to care about it? 100, 200 years from now, there's going to be so much shit. Only the really good stuff is going to be remembered, really.
Art is simply a reflection of its time. Art
It
isn't
can
about
be.
technical proficiency, it's about making you think.
It can be. It can be about both, or neither, really.
Art is a matter of personal taste.
Yes.
There's no such thing as great art or bad art.
Okay, I will say there is bad art, but the better question is what makes it good or bad, and that's a lot harder to nail down.
Where do these assumptions come from? For the most part, they are the result of art histories written and taught over the last century, not by artists, but by those in the humanities and social sciences.
Okay, one of my favorites here. I just remembered this. Graphic design is my passion. I love it. Now, this is something you could say, this is bad. We have what is this font Papyrus? No. I don't know. It's red. There's no border. It just sits there, and there's a stock image of a frog in the cloudy background. Now, you could say this is bad, but this is something that's so bad, I would argue it circles back around into being good art, because there is a point being made here. There's a joke to it. The joke is that this could be made by someone who's allegedly really passionate about this, but is also kind of lazy and kind of bad at it. But I could very easily imagine someone making this intentionally bad to make a joke, which is in and of itself a form of art. Okay, let's go.
Not having an artist's point of view or experience, let alone artistic talent, these authors and teachers have therefore framed art in the only language.
Okay, yeah, and he's talking about fucking liberal arts colleges and humanities. So much less interesting than the actual argument being made.
Language they understand, meaning and social significance. It's no surprise then that people have come away with the idea that art is simply a reflection of its time. It can be.
The real thing is getting you to think. The real point is getting you to think. If the art gets you to think, that's pretty good. And if the art gets you to think, what the fuck was this artist thinking? That's also pretty good. And in analyzing art, really, if the effort of analyzing art makes you think, that is also good.
But not necessarily.
And then,
simply a reflection of its time.
But this...
it can be, but not necessarily. In fact, the great artists...
Hold on, is he like a professor, or is he just like an art... Robert Florzak? I'm gonna have to Google him. We're gonna see what's up. It says he's a renowned artist, so I'll have to like look.
The past didn't care one whit about reflecting their times. They cared primarily about creating art that looked good.
Actually, a lot of the art back then that survived, art that looked good. A lot of this kind of art was commissioned by wealthy patrons. And that's why it survived, because they had the wealth to pay for it and the wealth to take care of it.
Art, by definition, is a visual medium. Therefore, its meaning and ability to make you think are secondary to how it looks. After all, there can be meaning in other creative mediums like literature and music.
These are art too.
But the visual is what uniquely distinguishes art. Therefore, the...
Okay, now this is a philosophical discussion about art, and this I think by most modern means, you're not going to win this one. From the perspective he's arguing from, is not a winnable position in modern day. Literature is art. Music is art. All sorts of things can be art. It doesn't have to necessarily be paintings. Now, if you want to talk about paintings and sculpture specifically, I get that, but I don't know. Bringing it up like this is just a kind of a red herring. It doesn't even fit.
Visual is what most matters. In fact, a great work can and should stand on its own without the viewer knowing anything about its meaning.
That can be impossible, though, depending on the art. What would be a good one? I don't know. I'm pretty certain. Okay, I guess we could say this. I'm pretty certain if we look at a lot of art of Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ LDS, Jesus Christ Superstar. That's amazing. I'm pretty certain if we look at a lot of art of Jesus Christ, if you look at paintings of him, but you have no idea who Jesus Christ was, the art would mean nothing to you. The art wouldn't stand on its own. Okay, this is kind of neat. There's a guy sitting here and there's a boat in the background. What's the significance of it? I don't know. Okay, there he is at the sun. What's the significance? I don't know. Why is there a ring around this guy's head? Is that the sunlight? Oh, you don't know the significance. No, it just looks weird.
When
Now,
a visual medium
I'd argue it's impossible. It's pretty much impossible in the day-to-day world. Never heard about performing arts. Exactly. I would argue it's pretty much impossible in the modern day world for pretty much everyone with internet access, at least, to not know about Jesus Christ. But you know that is one of the things it's a piece of context that is often presupposed.
becomes more about what it means and less about its pure visual experience. It might succeed as, say, journalism or social commentary, but it has failed as art.
What a bullshit definition. I'm sorry. That's such bullshit. It really is.
So, what do we look for to determine quality in art? It is found in the skillful execution of a...
I got a good one for you. Have you heard of this one from Frida Kahlo? The Suicide of Dorothy Hale. I love this painting. I've seen this painting in person. It's here in Arizona at the Phoenix Art Museum. Long story short, there was this kind of wealthy woman, New York City, jumped from a building as an act of suicide, fell to her death. The mother of the suicide victim commissioned Frida Kahlo to make a painting of her. The idea was it was supposed to be like a portrait, but Frida Kahlo was fucking crazy. So she painted She painted Dorothy Hale jumping to her death, because that's how Dorothy Hale died. And this is the painting. Yay! I love it. I'm sorry, where am I? Does this fail as art? Hell no. But the story behind this art makes it so much more interesting than just on its own. Because if I just saw this like normally and didn't know any of the story, I'd be like, well, that's kind of weird. But whatever. But now you know the story, it's like, oh my god, that's incredible. Yeah, the mother of Dorothy Hale hated the painting. She wanted to destroy it, and her friends and family convinced her not to. And she gave it to a friend of hers for safekeeping. And then eventually the friend died, and then it kind of shuffled around for a while, was kind of disappeared, and then one day, an anonymous donor gave it to the Phoenix Art Museum here in Arizona. And that's where it is. I've seen it in person. In fact, I think I have a picture of it somewhere. Might be on my Instagram. Hold on. Did I upload it? Oh, I didn't. I should post that picture, actually. I have it on my phone. Where, oh, where is my Frida Kahlo selfie? There it is. Let's see if we can make this work. Ta-da! Alright, hold on, we'll make this bigger. Look! That's me! Standing next to a Frida Kahlo! Yeah! I should post this on Instagram. I love this painting so much. Anyway, let's carry on.
A visual medium. For example, in a great oil painting by the 17th century Dutch master Vermeer, the quality is there in the controlled balance of its composition, the harmony of its color, the masterful hand-eye coordination of its brushwork.
I'm getting flashbacks to like my intro-level art classes and film classes at college. Oh my god, some of the students, like, shut the fuck up.
When we look more closely at the soft edge between the woman's arm and her sleeve, we can see that it was achieved by Vermeer's delicate application of paint.
Okay, yeah, he put some work into it. So fucking what?
This is the very essence of artistic quality.
Oh god.
And not, by the way, because it looks realistic or photographic, if you will. Realism is simply a stylistic choice.
Okay.
In fact, great art need not even look realistic to be great. It's no,
yeah, but where are the lines in this one? If I draw lines on this, it's going to look all fucked up.
No wonder that many people believe the myth that photography put an end to classical art, given that they assume that looking photographic was the purpose of a painting. But that was never the goal of the classical artist. Quality of execution was.
Okay, but like I just said, the graphic design, like I said a moment ago, the quality of execution, really? This one is amazing, though. See, this one is bad quality. But I'd argue that in and of itself is what makes it so good.
With each viewing of classical art, our experience of it deepens, while the experience one derives from much of more contemporary art is generally instantaneous, and, like a joke that requires a punchline, is over once one gets it. This is not to say we can't enjoy works of the modern era, but remember, the quality.
No, hold on. He's so wrong about that. Hold on. I'm posting the Frida Kahlo painting. The Frida Kahlo. Throwback to the time I saw. Throwback to the time I saw a Frida Kahlo. I saw the Frodo Kahlo. Ha! No, that's not what I want. The Frida Kahlo painting. The Suicide of Dorothy Hale. God, I love it. All right, let's hear it. Let's hear this again.
Experience of it deepens, while the experience one derives from much of more contemporary art is generally instantaneous, and, like a joke that requires a punchline, is over once one gets it.
Like a joke that requires a punchline is over once one gets it. I hate that. I hate that. You are why I hate art critics, okay? You're why everyone hates art critics. Just because you get an art doesn't necessarily mean you lose enjoyment from it. Like the Frida Kahlo painting, The Suicide of Dorothy Hale. You like The Suicide of Dorothy Hale and graphic design is my passion. I get it. I love it. I still love it. It's been years and I still love them.
This is not to say we can't enjoy works of the modern era, but remember that quality and taste are different things. Quality is based on developed standards, taste on personal preference. There's one thing great art will never do. It will never make a fool of you. Its level of quality is readily apparent to anyone with eyes to see,
Never make a fool of you?
independent of its meaning. You might be thoroughly impressed with the work of a cutting-edge artist, with its impressive theory, but you have no way of knowing if you're being taken for a sucker. Finally, unlike the inspirational work of the past, much of today's art exposes how coarse and vulgar a society we've become. Fortunately, there is an antidote to this.
I'm sorry. Let me hear him say this again.
Inspirational work of the past, much of today's art exposes how coarse and vulgar a society we've become.
How coarse and vulgar a society we've become. Not like ancient Rome, graffitiing the walls with how you had sex with the barmaid here, how you shat here, how women weep because your penis will only enter the backsides of men from now on. Not to mention all the art that depicts literal sexual acts in the city of Pompeii. No, we've become coarse and vulgar and degenerate today. You see, it's a common misconception. It wasn't that we were always like this. No. It was actually third wave feminism and the invention of birth control.
Fortunately, there is an antidote to this. You'll find it in the galleries of great museums all over the world. Ask the security guard. He'll point you in the right direction. I'm Robert Florzak for PragerU.
What?
Fortunately, there is an antidote to this.
That didn't make sense.
You'll find it in the galleries of great museums all over the world. Ask the security guard. He'll point you in the right direction.
What, the door? The bathroom?
I'm Robert Florzak
That didn't
for
make
PragerU
sense,
University.
Robert.
Thank you for watching this video. To keep PragerU videos free, please consider making a tax-deductible donation.
All right, hold on 1 second. Okay, yes. So you see, Mr. Robert, was it? I'm afraid you're the subject the emotion in lines within your PragerU videos are very lacking, and I find the color to be kind of bland. It's a simple blue and orange. You could have a little more splash, a little more flavor. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to give your PragerU videos. They're gonna be. I'm gonna give them an F. I'm sorry. It's a high F, but let's say 5 out of 10. Really, your arguments were kind of contradictory. You didn't quantify them. I'm afraid the arts artistically left a lot to be desired. It really makes me kind of hungry for someone with a little more passion for what they do, you know? But I'm just not feeling it with your art. All right, enough of that. Well, that was fun. We could do another. I still kind of want to do that Tucker Carlson one. Any thoughts, anyone? Wow, East Germany, that's a lot of posts. You're like the only one talking. A journalism. I don't know what he means half the time. Wait, yeah, right direction. Oh shit, someone's like talking in. Oh, you're in the Twitch chat. I guess if you define art as something you like, it's easy to say what real art is. Yeah, he does do that. Right direction, out of the door. Because you've been loudly rambling about modern art last 15 minutes, a bunch of random school children on a field trip. Are you talking about me or him? Could be me. Although, realistically, isn't that like every live stream? Is someone rambling? Cars can be art, absolutely. There are some like impressive looking cars out there. Don't know what other chats there are. Oh, on the screen there's red and blue. Red is going to be the Twitch chat. Blue is going to be the YouTube chat. That's it. There's only the two. I'm not exactly big enough to justify spending any effort on my own website. Oh man. God, what are we doing? All right. We're gonna take a little break here for a moment, and then we're gonna get to this Tucker one. Because my God, like the McLean F1. My mind is blanking. You mean McLaren, right? Oh damn. Yeah, that's a good looking car. I won't deny, that's a pretty cool looking car. Yeah, that's pretty legit. Oh, you know what looks even cooler? Oh yeah. Wooden station wagons, baby. Ford Country Squire. Aw, yeah. Old school. I love it. I love it. I love it. God, yes. They call them Woody Wagons. I love that too. I love that they call them Woody Wagons. That's so ridiculous. That's art. That's art, baby. 1970s Malaysia era wagon. Hold on. Aw, yeah. Get him in green. Good shit, dude. Fuck. Look at this. They're like playing checkers in the back. The little kids are. Oh god. I don't want to go to Tumblr. What is little kids playing checkers? Oh, it is so cool. Is this safe to sit sideways like that? I don't know. Gran Torino Squire and Pastel. Oh, that's a different one. Ford LTD County Squire and Tan Glow. Tan Vinyl Roof. Oh, yeah. Alright, what am I doing here? Let's get back to PragerU. Moss green car. Oh my god, you're right. Wait. Actually, I don't know if that's what you're referring to. You ever seen these? There are cars with artificial grass on the outside. Some of it's artificial, some of it's real. AstroTurf covered car. Grass cars. God. I love it. Now, you cannot convince me this is not art. Grass wrapped Nissan 350Z. Jeez. I will never get a car like this, but it's cool to look at. Anyway. Anyway, why don't we continue with the actual video, yeah? This one, 4 years ago. So, in the lead up to the election, more or less. Maybe the midterms. It's got Tucker Carlson's face, once again, as he's not uncertain if he has shat his pants or not. Illegal immigration. It's about power. And there's a gate, and then there's a donkey. Let's take a look. Why not? Give it to me, cuck.
I recently watched a group of protesters, most of them young, denouncing President Donald Trump's immigration policies.
Based. I love it.
They were waving Mexican flags and shouting, "Si se puede!" Yes, we can.
Yes, that's from Cesar Chavez back in the day.
This is now the rallying cry of the open borders left, but it wasn't always. In fact, I wondered if a single person at the protest knew where it came from. The slogan first became famous 50 years ago, thanks to Cesar Chavez. He was the founder of the United Farm Workers Union. When Chavez
I knew it, Tucker. Do I get points?
said, "Si se puede," he meant something very different. Yes, we can seal the borders. Cesar Chavez hated illegal immigration.
Well, okay, hold on. You're already like loaded. You're giving us a lot of priming here. What was he? What was he a leader of? Say that again.
Came from. The slogan first became famous 50 years ago, thanks to Cesar Chavez. He was the founder of the United Farm Workers Union.
Ah, he's a union man. You're gonna gloss over that. Now, what he was doing back in the day. Yeah, what he was doing back in the day, that wasn't necessarily him fighting illegal immigration. Yeah, that was him leading a workers' strike of the farmers. Now, hold on here. Now, that was part of it, but hold on. I'm looking for... Here we go. Delano Grape Strike. Grape Strike. Yes. Most notable for the effective implementation and adaptation of boycotts, unprecedented partnership between Filipino and Mexican farm workers to unionize farm labor, ding, 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 and the resulting creation of the UFW labor union, which revolutionized farm labor movement in America. Hell yeah. All right, now let's move on.
When Chavez said, "Si se puede," he meant something very different. Yes, we can seal the borders.
I don't think... Now, this is like such a bullshit... Did he say, "Yes, we can seal the borders"? I know he was later, after the main strikes, he was against illegal immigration. I don't think he said it like this. Did he say... I have to know. That sounds like something Tucker would make up. That's funny. When I Google it, the first thing that comes up is the PragerU video. PragerU on Twitter. And then Sealing Mexican Border, and it's a immigration attorney website. Yeah, Puede doesn't come up here. C say doesn't come up here. Okay. Alright. And this is from Elite Trader, and it's linking to a PragerU video. Wow, this is not helpful. Alright, if I... Hold on. When we just Google Si se puede. What will come up? You know what happens when we Google si se puede? You know what it's really from? It's yes, it's possible, roughly, yes, we can. It's the motto of the United Farm Workers of America. Oh, it's the motto of the union. It's not the motto for him closing the borders. Tucker, you liar, you piece of shit, you buffoon. (1972) during his 25-day fast, Phoenix, Arizona. Hey! Rip my state, baby! During his fast, the co-founder came up with a slogan. It's long been a guiding principle that served to inspire an accomplishment of goals. The phrase is federally registered trademark of the UFW. Hell yeah. Phrase has widely been adopted by other labor unions and civil rights organizations and drew widespread political media attention as a rallying cry during the immigration reform protests. Hell yeah. All right. Okay, I think we've dunked on this shit long enough. Let's move on.
Cesar Chavez hated illegal immigration. He was Hispanic, obviously, and definitely on the left, but he fought to keep illegal Mexican immigrants out of
Why did you say it like that? He was Hispanic and definitely on the left.
This country. He understood that peasants from Latin America will always
Peasants?
work for less than Americans will.
Wow, that's impressive, Tucker. Oh boy.
That's why employers prefer them. Chavez knew that. As long as we have a poor country bordering California, he once explained, it's going to be very difficult to win strikes.
Yeah, that's called scabs.
In 1969, Chavez led a march down the center of California to protest the hiring of illegal immigrant produce pickers. Marching alongside him was Democratic Senator Walter Mondale and the Reverend Ralph Abernathy, the longtime aide to Martin Luther King. 10 years later, Chavez dispatched armed...
Yeah, he's upset because employers that were hiring illegal immigrants from another country don't even really speak the language. And what are they doing? They're hiring them to replace striking union workers. Yeah, no wonder he's not going to like that. He wouldn't like that if it was anyone else that's being hired to replace striking union workers. He wouldn't like that for any other scabs, but he's doing that. But in this case, you know, there's a whole lot of them right there. And you know what? If we go hire these people that they're coming across the border illegally, and we hire them, well, now they're also not going to be able to really understand what's going on, and they're strangers, and they're not even going to get along and understand that there's a strike going on. This is completely new to them. It's literally foreign to them.
Union members into the desert to assault Mexican nationals who were trying to sneak across the border. Chavez's men beat immigrants with chains and whips made of barbed wire. Illegal aliens who dared to work as scabs had their houses firebombed and their cars burned. Chavez...
All right, I'm gonna need a source. Well, here's a fun one on the Wikipedia page. Opposition to Chavez's hostility to illegal immigrants led senior UFW members in Texas and Arizona to break from the union and form their own groups. Interesting. Okay. Some interesting stuff here. But I'm looking for the chains. During the strike, picketers trespassed on company fields, attempted to drive away those still working. Foremen and other employers opened fire. Oh shit. Chavez urged the strikers not to resort to violence, and they led a 3-mile candlelit funerary procession. They planned a show of strength whereby strikers rushed onto the field to cause disruption. This generated violent crashes. Several people sustained stab wounds, 75 were arrested. Interesting. But I'm not seeing... I am not seeing much about... Not so much about chains in here. Alright, let me... Cesar Chavez... Union... Chains? Barbed wire? What did he say it was?
Into the desert to assault Mexican nationals who were trying to sneak across the border. Chavez's...
So are they illegal immigrants? Are they peasants? Or are they Mexican nationals? I noticed that the tone of what Tucker uses changes dramatically depending on the context of the argument he's trying to make.
His men beat immigrants with chains and whips made of barbed wire.
Okay, Cesar Chavez, chains. What will come up? I'm seeing nothing. Okay, let's try barbed wire. It's a lot more specific. I'm not seeing anything. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna have to... Let me take a look. Let's see if the PragerU page has anything relating to this. I doubt it. Most PragerU video source, trust me. Yeah, pretty much. And look at that. The link doesn't go to anything because PragerU's website fucking sucks. Illegal immigration. It's about power. All right. Shut up, cuck. Don't talk to me. All right, here we go. Facts and sources. A lot of this, a lot of this is other stuff. I want Chavez. Yes, he was against illegal
You may not
immigration.
realize it, but you are currently funding Venezuela.
It's funny that he's defending union to attack immigration when public union, public enemy.
Well, thank you for the donation. Nice to see you, Varick. Yeah, the inconsistency is kind of a trademark of fascist logic. Well, that's kind of how it is. It goes back and forth. There's not actually a consistency. It just goes back and forth depending on whatever they think will win in the moment. When Chavez said "Si se puede," he was referring to closing
Tell
the
that
borders
to the people of
illegal
Venezuela.
I only speak in donations.
well, thank you. I appreciate that. What is it saying here? When Chavez said "Si se puede," he was referring to closing the borders to illegal immigrants, not opening them. The first thing he did was to put a sign in the office with big letters that every worker who does not have legal residency cannot be a member of this union. All right. Well, let's take a look at this. Oh, it's a National Review article. Even better. National Review is like not a trusted article. Not a trusted source. See. The only part of this article that says "Si se puede." Wait, is there more? I can't even read. Wow. Oh yeah, big shout out to National Review. Literally can't read the headline of the article because the top thing bumps down here, advertising other articles. That is brilliant design. Got some real geniuses over at National Review. What does it say? Cesar Chavez, immigration hawk, border control proponent. If we like copy and paste this. Yeah, it's not helpful. Okay, the only part in the article that says si se puede is the very bottom thing here. Can we control the border? Cesar Chavez's answer was si se puede. Yes, we can. There's nothing in here about it. PragerU just made that shit up. Control the border, si se puede. Now it shows up. Wow. God, I hate this. So no, that's not what he was referring to. Okay. Do we have FBI file? Okay, here we go. FBI files document Chavez's men beat illegal immigrants in Yuma, Arizona. Illegal aliens who dared to work as non-union members had their houses firebombed and cars burned. All right, well, look at this. This might be legit. We'll take a look because this is the first I've ever heard of it. All right, this is ruther.wayne.edu. I'm sorry, what? It's a link to a PDF. Wayne State University? Public University in Detroit, Michigan? Microfilm publication. Oh god, what even is this? Scholarly resources, microfilm publications of the Federal Bureau of Investigation files are produced with the cooperation of the FBI. It's an introduction. Roll notes. The fuck is this? What the fuck am I looking at? Alright. Okay, let's control F this. Yuma. Activities. FBI file. September 1974, January 1975. Activities of the United Farm Workers include civil unrest following demonstration at Yuma, AZ, incidents of violence and beating of illegal immigrants at Yuma, AZ. This is your source? Are you serious, PragerU? This is your source? It's a PDF? What? Did they just like comb the internet and found some random thing that says it? It's an EDU source. Okay, that's nice, but that doesn't mean this is legit. It says FBI files, but this isn't really helping me. So if I just Google this FBI file, will it come up? This doesn't even, and just because it's from the FBI doesn't necessarily mean it's true either. It could just be an allegation, and it could just be not that they made it up, but it could have made it up. And when I type the numbers in, I am getting Waco FBI transcripts. That is not what I want. All right, we're gonna say it's bullshit, I guess. Let's carry on.
Illegal aliens who dared to work as scabs had their houses firebombed and their cars burned.
I didn't see that in there, but okay.
Chavez wasn't embarrassed about any of this. He bragged about it. No matter. Chavez remains a progressive hero. President Obama declared...
Yeah, because of the labor organizing. That's still... That's still impressive.
His birthday a commemorative federal holiday. It's an official day off in a half a dozen states. There's a college named after him and dozens of public schools. Cesar Chavez's life is a reminder of how much the left has changed and how quickly. Until recently, most Democrats agreed with Chavez. They opposed unchecked immigration.
Most Democrats still do. Wait, unchecked immigration? You were talking about illegal immigration a moment ago. Now you're changing it around?
Because they knew it hurt American workers, and they were right.
Doesn't the data on this say that immigration helps American workers overall? The only demographic that hurts is like a small range of American workers who don't have high school diplomas. Because here's another way to think of it. You know, immigrants come to America. What do? Oh, they get jobs. Oh, they start their own businesses. Isn't like, I think the numbers are like, immigrants to America are like twice as likely to make their own business. And what do? Oh, they hire people. They employ people.
One study by a Harvard economist examined the effects of the mass migration of Cuban refugees to this
this one was different because, all right, hold on.
country in 1980, the so-called Mariel boat lift. He found that American workers in Miami with a high school education saw their wages fall by more than 30% after the refugees arrived. If you believe in supply and demand, this is not surprising.
Hold on 1 second. Wasn't there also a moment where Fidel Castro took like all the prisoners in their prisons and like people with like mental issues and whatnot and put them on boats and shipped them all north? Didn't that happen? Hold on. Yeah. Yeah, that is what happened. After 10,000 Cubans, hold on here. Mariel boat lift was a mass emigration of Cubans who traveled from Cuba's Mariel Harbor to the United States in 1980. Used to refer to these refugees. The exodus was triggered by a sharp downturn in the Cuban economy. After 10,000 Cubans tried to gain asylum by taking refuge on the grounds of the Peruvian embassy, the Cuban government announced that anyone who wanted to leave could do so. The ensuing mass migration was organized by Cuban Americans with the agreement of Cuban President Fidel Castro. The arrival of the refugees in the United States created political problems for Jimmy Carter. Carter administration struggled to develop a consistent response to the immigrants, and many of the refugees had been released from jails and mental health facilities in Cuba. The Mariel boat lift was ended by mutual agreement between the two governments. By then, as many as 125,000 Cubans had reached Florida. There we go. Now, realistically, if we had a better infrastructure ready, we could have distributed a lot of them throughout the United States, and it would be less of a shock upon the Florida, especially Miami economies. But hey, 125,000 people who are ready to work and shit, that's gonna affect things, all at once, just arriving, that's gonna affect your economy.
After the fall of Saigon in 1975, Democratic Governor Jerry Brown opposed letting Vietnamese refugees into California on the grounds that the state already had enough poor people. As he put it at the time, there's something a little strange about saying, let's bring in 500,000 more people when we can't take care of the 1 million Californians out of work.
Jerry Brown Vietnamese. All right, what comes up if I Google this? So do you like this or do you not like this, Tucker? Let's hear it. Look at that, Wall Street Journal. Opinion. Oh, I love journalism.
First-term Senator Joe Biden of Delaware agreed. He introduced federal legislation to curb the arrival of the Vietnamese. 2 decades later, leading Democrats were still wary of mass immigration.
I mean, the end result, though, is we still took in a lot of Vietnamese refugees after the fall of Saigon and the war ended. Even with
tell that to the people of Venezuela
and the Venezuelans.
Do people know that we have a worker shortage?
Yeah, we do now. This video came out 4 years ago, 2018. So times change. Thank you for the extra $2. What was I saying here?
Especially illegal immigration. He introduced federal legislation to curb the arrival of the Vietnamese. 2 decades later, leading Democrats were still wary.
And to be fair, let's be real, Joe Biden today is not the Joe Biden he was back then. What? I am surprised. I am pleasantly surprised at what he's done. Well, I still wouldn't say, I like him and I approve of him, but I am pleasantly surprised he is not as bad as I expected him to be. So, because I remember this was coming up about Biden during the primaries, and I was like, I don't like that. Vietnamese. Joe Biden, Vietnamese. Uh-oh, we have a Medium article. Uh-oh.
Tell that to the people of Venezuela.
Tell it to the people of Venezuela.
Joe Biden was Dixiecrat.
Exactly. Well, debate. That could be debatable. He was Yeah, in the past he had praised and was friendly with a lot of them. And yeah, he did have comments about like he didn't want his kids growing up in a racial jungle. But at the same time, he was still supportive of like the Voting Rights Act in the 60s. Anyway, what does this article say? It's a Medium article, but the act. Oh, here we go. Nixon's in the deep throes of Watergate. People grown wary of the Vietnam War. Many politicians, including Joe Biden, were elected to act on this desire to end the war. One of his first acts as senator was to vote in favor of the War Powers Act, which limited the president's ability to commit armed forces and military action. Passed by a large majority of senators. This isn't what I want. Okay, this doesn't actually tell me anything. Hold on. I think it might be more appropriate to say Joe Biden was like Dixiecrat light, if that makes sense. Because he wasn't, even back then, he wasn't as bad as some of the others were. Granted, back then, a lot more racism back then. I didn't say Joe Biden blocking Vietnamese. Does this come up? Oh, here we go. Did Snopes, perfect. Did Biden block giving aid and admittance to Vietnamese refugees in 1975? Let's see. Oh, it says mostly false. Uh-oh. Let's read it. In 1975, then U.S. Senator Joe Biden blocked aid to South Vietnam and did not allow admittance of the Vietnamese refugees into the United States. That is the claim, yes. What's true? Former Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld said in his biography that in 1975, President Gerald Ford tried to convince a number of senators to help refugees fleeing persecution and claimed Biden, along with other Democrats, dissented. Okay, that's what's true. What's false? Biden did not vote against sending financial assistance to the South Vietnamese government towards the end of the Vietnam conflict, or block either the admittance of refugees to the U.S. or the distribution of funds to help them resettle. In May 1975, he supported a bill allowing this to occur. Oh, shit. See, that's what I mean by Dixiecrat light. Dixiecrats would have probably opposed this. Well, maybe. I don't know. In May 1975, he supported a bill allowing this to occur. His dissent regarding Ford's initiative is taken out of context by critics, as they did not include all of Biden's concerns. He had opposed an April 1975 aid package for South Vietnam because he argued those evacuation funds could be used as military aid and should be sent through multilateral channels. The April bill ultimately died in Congress. All right, I'm cool with this. That's a good rebuttal. And this goes on for a while. Let's just carry on, shall we?
Of mass immigration, especially illegal immigration. As Bill Clinton put it in the 1995 State of the Union address, Americans are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public services they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. No prominent Democrat would say anything like that today without...
Yeah, because it's bullshit. Let me see if I can do this without getting copyright struck.
Have evolved low wages. They're being hired.
Let me see if I can find it here. Oh, here we go.
This is bullcrap. Well, I ain't standing for this. All right, folks. My name is Daryl.
Yeah, hold on. My name is Daryl Weathers. Construction workers. Here we go.
Oh, they took our jobs.
They took your jobs. Okay, there we go.
being denounced as a racist. Clinton got a standing ovation.
Hold on, let's hear that again.
The public services they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. No prominent Democrat would say anything like that today without being denounced as a racist. Clinton...
True, based in red pill, absolutely.
Got a standing ovation.
Yeah, because they were kind of racist back then.
As late as 2006, there
also, you could argue they didn't exactly have the data we have today, but fair.
Still liberals who cared about the economic effects of immigration, legal or illegal. Immigration reduces the wages of domestic workers who compete with immigrants, explained economist Paul Krugman in the New York Times. We'll need to reduce the inflow of low-skilled immigrants. Mainly that means better controls on illegal immigration. That same year, Senator Hillary Clinton voted for a fence on the Mexican border. So did...
Yeah, it's almost like they're conservatives too. How about that? Ooh. I don't know. ACLU? Immigrants in the economy. Contrary to popular belief, immigrants do not take away jobs from American workers. Instead, they create new jobs, forming new businesses, spending their incomes on American goods and services, paying taxes, raising the productivity of U.S. businesses. Yeah, right? It's one of those things that when you analyze it a little bit, suddenly the arguments against it start to fall apart. And I don't know, on some level, like, if your job gets taken away from you by an illegal immigrant who doesn't know the language and isn't really able to, and they're just like a stranger in a foreign country, and you lost your job to them, I have to ask, like, what were you really providing at your job? Because if you were able to lose it to someone like that, like, it sounds like you really weren't providing much to begin with.
Barack Obama and Chuck Schumer and 23 other Senate Democrats.
Yep.
Not anymore. 20 years after Bill Clinton...
Yep, and of course, times change. You can't... Times change. That's literally how all the politics and history goes.
Told Americans they had the right to be upset about illegal immigration, his wife scolded the country for enforcing border controls.
And in World War II, we backed the Soviet Union. We gave them all sorts of equipment and stuff through the Lend-Lease program, and a lot of it was ultimately not even paid for. We gave it to them for free. And what happened, a decade later? We entered the Cold War. Times change.
So what changed? Not the economics of it. The law of supply and demand remained in effect. It's not a coincidence that as illegal immigration surged.
Shut up. A lot of economics. Okay. Economics is more than the law of supply and demand, you dipshit. Also, that's part of it, though. Illegal. Oh my god. Immigrants come here. What do? They often spend the money. They give more. They spend more money. They're more customers, and a lot of them, create their own businesses.
Remained in effect. It's not a coincidence that is illegal.
You say law of supply and demand. You're literally increasing both of them by bringing in more people, though.
Illegal immigration surged. Wages for American workers stagnated. What changed?
Hey, wages for American workers have stagnated since. I don't remember. Hold on. There we go. This is a good one. The comparison of... God, this isn't working. This is the graph we've all seen before, right? Right here in 1973. Productivity continues to go up, but wages start stagnating. Oh, did illegal immigration shoot up in the 1970s? Oh, is that what it was? Or was it just the economics and the policies implemented by the administrations started to be more favorable to those at the top? Spoiler, that's what it was. All right, let's go.
Changed is that Democrats stopped caring about those workers, about the middle class, really. Why? Here's the answer.
Okay, I don't disagree with that, actually.
4 simple facts. 1. According to a recent study from Yale, there are at least 22 million illegal immigrants living in the United States. 2. Democrats plan to give all of them citizenship. Read
Based.
The Democrats' 2016 party plan.
I mean, let's be real. If they're living here and they're working here... Okay, he did say citizenship. What if they're living here and working here, and if they've been here for a while, come on, they are American at some point. Now, does that necessarily mean citizenship? I don't know. Citizenship is a legal process you got to go through, and citizenship means you get certain rights, like you can vote and all that. Does that mean every one of them should get citizenship? I don't know about that. But does that mean they should have? But should we allow them to have legal residency? Yeah, I can get behind that.
Platform. 3. Studies show the overwhelming majority of first-time immigrant voters vote Democrat.
Yeah. Hey, that kind of goes with the previous point, doesn't it? If you're like an illegal immigrant in a country, and then there's 2 major parties, and one of them says, yeah, you know what, I think we should consider a path to citizenship for these people, and the other one says, I want to deport them back to Venezuela! Who are you going to vote for? You're going to vote for the one that's, treating you like a human being, not cattle.
4. The biggest landslide in American presidential history was only 17 million votes. Do the math. The payoff for Democrats? Permanent electoral majority for the foreseeable future. In a word,
as it is right now, it looks like it's gonna be like that moving forward, unless the Republicans pull some crazy shit, which they've already been doing. Hey, wow, what's that? Will we let people vote? Republicans tend to lose. Oh. Should it be the Republicans should change their policies to get more voters, or should we just, I don't know, stop people from voting and from having the right to vote? Oh.
Word power. That's the point, no matter.
If you guys just You know, if you adopted this policy and just said, yeah, you know what, we're going to consider giving these people the right to vote too. If the Republicans said that, they'd win. You know how many of these Latino voters like trend socially conservative? I don't actually know. A lot of them do. But you haven't even tried. All you have to say is deport them back to Mexico. And this is the same rhetoric that's been going on for the last 20 years.
Or what they tell you. American workers be damned.
So if you said, si se puede, we can close the border, why don't you just say, you know, si se puede, you can vote Republican and have lower taxes? Then you'd win. God, they're so bad at even appealing to people. Republicans just suck. Oh my God, it's Tucker. It's him. Run for your lives.
I'm Tucker Carlson.
Yeah, we know.
Thank you for watching this video. To help keep PragerU videos free, please consider making a tax-deductible donation.
What? You want a donation? You want a handout? Like some freeloaded liberal? Get out of here. All right, that's enough of that video. I've had enough of Tucker for the day. All right. That was fun, wasn't it? 3 PragerU videos. Art and illegal immigration. Jesus Christ. Yeah, you know, these are the same people who will say, well, if we let, you know, Puerto Rico and Washington, D.C. have their own electoral districts and vote in the presidential election, we'll never win again. And it's like, yeah, gee, maybe you should do something about that. I mean, Puerto Rico and Washington, D.C. have more people than the lowest populated states already. There's no reason. There's really no good reason why they don't have the ability to vote. They really should, or the ability to vote in the federal elections, at least. They really should have the ability. Like they pay their taxes like anybody else. They live here. They're being taxed without being properly represented. Like that's literally the entire reason for the Revolutionary War, right? And we don't let them vote. Jesus Christ. And if we talk about letting them vote, they'll say, well, it's a power grab. And it's like, well, no, you know, it's kind of your fault. You know, nobody fucking likes your policies. Nobody fucking likes you. Whoops. Oh, yeah. I know this came out 4 years ago, but it's like, oh, yeah. What kind of candidates are you supporting? Are you putting up to run? Donald Trump? Herschel Walker? Dr. Oz? No wonder you're losing. It's because nobody fucking likes you. They're never gonna get another fucking Reagan. They're gonna try, but they're never gonna get one. That was like lightning in a bottle. Regular money, I'm totally not a shill. Give better idea. Take all of your money and I don't know, buy like Pokemon cards or something. That's better. Much better. Much more use of your money. Don't give it to me. I don't want it. I will, however, accept your Steam trading cards and Team Fortress 2 hats. The Steam trading link is within the description of all of my videos and live streams. All right, God, I'm sick of Tucker. God, I have so many tabs open on this screen about Cesar Chavez and start closing them. All right. Is there anything else I wanted to do? Been streaming for 2 hours. That's some content. I don't know. TGE FBI. What? I don't know what that is. East Germany. Speak Americano. I know people did share stuff about Andrew Tate, but I've never made an Andrew Tate video. Alright, well we can have some fun with this. I got some stuff in the Discord here. Stephen Crowder. Ebenezer Scrooge is the story of a liberal becoming a conservative. Why not?
They say, you know, they talk about Ebenezer Scrooge. By the way, it's my favorite piece of fiction ever. Is A Christmas Carol. It's like the fifth gospel.
Yeah.
But A Christmas Carol, Ebenezer Scrooge, it really is a story of a liberal becoming a conservative. Because remember, when they came to him for donations, he said, are there no prisons? Are there no poorhouses? These are government-run entities. In other words, in his mind, it was, that's off my plate.
Right.
I don't need to do anything about it. The government's supposed to handle it. And then after his moment of redemption, he said, you know what? It is up to me to give to charity. It is up to me to be a good Christian, to do the Christian thing, to help my fellow man. It is not up to me to just pass it off to the government. People would always say...
Well, that's an interpretation. Arguably, it's the complete opposite, though. He cared more about his money and hoarding wealth, and then realized, you know what? This stuff isn't what makes me happy. This stuff isn't what life is about. Also, I'm not really familiar with the time period. Are all the prisons and poorhouses government-run entities back then? I feel like they're not. I feel like some of them were privately owned. Yeah. So much of that was really... Yeah, it's really the opposite, but... I don't know. I wonder if there's more to that, but I haven't seen it. I don't really want to start looking through the fucking dredges of swampy mud that is the landfill that is Stephen Crowder's YouTube channel. I'm Stephen Crowder. I guess we could look at this real quick, just for funny memes. Look, it's Andrew Tate. It's Tater Tot. He's in handcuffs. Aw. Look at those dick sucking. Amazing. Rip Bozo Lamau. The FBI looking at my search history, they have no idea what to make of me. And then they were talking about the pizza box. Someone shared a link of this. I don't think the pizza box anything we care about. Alright. It would be funny to make a video about... It would be funny to make a video about Andrew Tate, his rise and fall, but I don't think I'm gonna. I have, like, a real job, so shit takes time, you know? I still have a script that I wrote about that DJ Mill guy attacking Xanderhall, and it was terrible. I, like, never filmed any of the script, but I have it still. If I did it again, I'd probably, like, I don't know, cut out, like, half of it. I don't know. Andrew Tutu. I like Tater Tot. I really like Tater Tot as a as a nickname. What's up, Tater Tot? God, what a fucking... Oh, what a fucking mad show. Madhouse. Alright. That's 3 segments. We can probably make content for this month and last month. We're here, an anarchist. Prove it. Hell yeah. I'm gonna go assassinate the Archduke of Austria-Hungary then. Think I wouldn't? Who's Nestor Makhno? I don't care. I don't recognize this name. Oh, the Ukrainian revolutionary? Let's be honest, so much of this stuff, we don't care. We shouldn't care. Like, what's this? Some old, long dead guy. Some old, long dead guy who's got, like, nothing to do with contemporary politics. And let's be honest here. Have you never heard someone, you see someone on the internet and they talk about like, I'm a Trotskyist. And you're just like, oh God, I'm cringing. I'm dying. Shut the fuck up. You're not. No, you're not. Or if you think you are, that's just like, okay, what does it look like? What do you do? Well, no, I'm a very specific kind of a socialist that wants this and that. And it's like, you've lost me. Bye. How does it affect me today? It doesn't. Nobody gives a shit. You're literally picking like some random old guy that you think, oh, this guy seemed kind of cool. And it's like, well, okay, yeah. And how does it translate to today? Nobody cares. Nobody cares about that. Nobody cares about your label. They care about what you can actually do today. Also, like, you shouldn't be defining yourself necessarily based around what, like, 100-year-old political figures were. Because times change quite a lot. Things have changed quite rapidly since then. It is, however, funny to call yourself an anarcho-Bidenist. I do love that. That one's funny. I still find that pretty humorous. Also, like, I'll do it the other way. With my hair, let's be honest, there's not really much questions about my political beliefs. It's true. It's true. One look at that, people know. They know what they need to know, you know? You know. Alright. Can't really think of anything else I want to do on live stream. Really haven't been feeling up for live streaming in a while. There's an idea I've had. It's been like, I've been like sitting on it for a while. I haven't really done it. You've seen some of that recent stuff. Oh God. Yeah, Vosh was recently in the news over it, but some of that recent stuff about, men, right? And how the left doesn't reach out to men and all that. And I think there's actually a good point to it. I think it might be fun to do like a series of videos of, it's like, here's like practical advice or practical, stuff for men or young, like teenagers or young adult men to know. It's stuff like, here's how to change a tire, here's how to wash your clothes, that sort of thing. I think it'd be fun to make like a series of videos like that, because yeah, Frost does have a good point. He does. Yeah, and to be fair to him, that's like one of the, when it comes to like men's issues, he's always been pretty spot on about that. Because if people on the left don't really do it, don't really address that, then we're leaving that up for grabs for people like Jordan Peterson and Andrew Tate. And holy shit, that is an unacceptable, absolutely terrible alternative. Like, Jesus Christ. Do you want Andrew Tate to be the sole voice for young teenagers? Do you want everyone to fucking be going to Jordan Peterson for advice? Oh my God. I unsub. I don't care. I don't care. If you hate him for that, then you're lost to begin with. But anyway, I thought it'd be fun to make a series of stuff like that. Not necessarily, not necessarily the same vein as Andrew Tate and Jordan Peterson, but just a similar, like, these videos aimed at this group of people, just providing basic help stuff. I think that would be a fun thing to do, but I haven't really I haven't really got moving on that or done anything about it. I don't know. What do y'all think? Would that be good? I don't know. Let me know. 'Cause I think that could be good. I need like a name for it. Like a name for the series that's like catchy, and I haven't been able to come up with one. Alright. It might be a funny thing to do, like, here's a video detailing Andrew Tate, and then I finish it, and then I make my own, like, series like that. That would be cool to do. That's not a bad idea. Alright. Can't think of anything else I want to do. Want to say? Really haven't been feeling up for it. You know? Up for the YouTube. But you know, I also have like real jobs, so. And then getting COVID. Getting COVID. Fucking getting COVID in November, and then. God, still fucking hits me sometimes. Long COVID in the lungs. Random coughing fits. That really like throws a wrench into everything, you know? Let's see. Anything else? Yep. All right. I think I'm done here. Okay, everyone. Take care of yourselves. Sounds nice. It does sound nice. So I'm late, but Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I didn't live stream on New Year's. Was not feeling up for it on New Year's. Okay. Have a good night, everyone. Happy New Year. Take care of yourselves and the people you care about, and you know, just have a good rest of your day. Try to get some of this up by this week. Sorry for the patron backers. Didn't get one up in the month of December, but hopefully I'll get a few up this month for you. All right. Have a good night. Take care, Captain.